So thank you so much for joining us. My name is Erin Farrell Larson, and I'm the Director of Education with Hydra Peptide. And I have here with me today Dr. Neal Kitchen.
Hello, everyone.
We really appreciate you joining us for the HydroPeptide Nimni Cream webinar. Thanks so much for taking the time to learn about Nimni Cream and continue to invest in HydroPeptide. We truly appreciate your time, and we hope that you'll leave today feeling energized and confident about Nimni Cream and HydroPeptide. The goal of the training today is to bring you up to date on HydroPeptide's most recent launch so that you can begin recommending it to your clients, your guests, and your patients. HydroPeptide believes in the service of selling. And this means recommending products or product bundles at the end of every treatment. And this benefits everyone, most of all your client or your patient. You're the expert and your clients are coming to you for advice. So let's make sure we give clients what they're looking for by making recommendations after every service or visit. And today's presentation is intended to help you do that. So let's get started. All right. Before we jump in, I wanted to take you through today's agenda. Today we'll be covering some high-level information about Nimni Cream. So we'll talk about some of the taglines and marketing that you'll see surrounding Nimni Cream. And we'll also talk about high-level talking points and some information that you can sort of brush up on in order to feel very familiar with Nimni Cream. We'll also talk about what is a Nimni. So if you have any thoughts, you'll have an opportunity to share those, and then we'll share that with you and uncover the mystery of what does Nimni mean. We'll discuss key ingredients so you can understand how Nimni Cream functions within the skin. And then we'll give you a guide for how to talk about Nimni Cream with your clients or your patients. Then we'll discuss directions for use, sizes and prices, and professional treatments that are complementary to a Nimni Cream home care recommendation. And it's not on this page, but we will finish by covering our promotions to bring in Nimni Cream ahead of launch or place your pre-order. All right, so here you can see some important and informative phrases when learning about and recommending Nimni Cream. So first I want to call your attention to the subname. This is our patented collagen support complex. So this alone begins the story of Nimni Cream by noting that it's an exclusive patented technology that will help support collagen health. Next, we back this with a seal that you'll see on some marketing materials as well as on the packaging itself, and it's right here. And this seal says geneticist developed patented formula. We know by now that the formula is patented and exclusive just from the subname, but what does geneticist developed mean? This refers to HydroPeptide's staff geneticist, Dr. Neal Kitchen. Dr. Kitchen has his PhD in molecular biology and has spent his career studying peptides and gene expression in the lab. He was inspired to bring his wealth of knowledge to HydroPeptide because of his belief that the science of cellular health will be the most powerful tool in combating aging, and that focusing on epigenetic regulation or gene expression is the future of anti-aging skincare. We'll learn a little bit more about the other key geneticists who developed Nimni Cream in just a few minutes. Next, we have a concise description over here on the right-hand side. And this is describing the benefits of Nimni Technology. You'll see this on packaging, training materials, and marketing. And this reads, discover Nimni Technology and significantly improve the appearance of skin's fullness and elasticity. So this is an easy way to describe to clients what Nimni Cream is and what it will help them achieve for their skin. And finally, we have an overview of the ingredients and benefits. And this slide can serve as a great reminder of the high-level talking points about Nimni Cream. So you can see within these talking points that it's a groundbreaking technology to significantly improve the appearance of skin's fullness and elasticity, similar to the concise definition on the right-hand side. You can see an overview of key ingredients, including the patented collagen optimizer complex, the time-release retinol, enhanced penetration complex, and collagen-supporting antioxidants. And you can see a little blurb about how Nimni Cream was developed. It was developed by a geneticist and the doctor who wrote the book on collagen, Dr. Marcel Nimni. So before we move on, I may have spoiled it a little bit for you, but if anyone has any guesses of what is a Nimni, you can go ahead and type it in the chat box. We'll see if we get any interesting answers before we answer that question for you. And with that, I'll pass it off to Dr. Kitchen.
All right, so I'm really excited to introduce the details about Nimni Cream to you. And as Erin hinted, this was developed by our staff team here and Dr. Marcel Nimni. And that is why we have called this Nimni Cream. I want to tell you a little bit about Dr. Marcel Nimni and all of the great things that he has done. Dr. Marcel Nimni, he's a world-renowned scientist from the University of Southern California. He has spent over 40 years studying and researching proteoglycans in the skin, and in particular collagen. He actually was the one that wrote the book on collagen. And this was several years ago, but he wrote one of the first volumes on collagen. Volumes 1 through 5 have his name on it. He also wrote the chapter on collagen in the Encyclopedia of Human Biology. His lab and Dr. Nimni discovered type 2 collagen, so he was right at the very beginning of our discovery of collagen and its importance to the skin. Through the years, he's received numerous awards, including the National Institute of Health, or NIH, Merit Award from the National Institute of Aging specifically, for his contribution in collagen research. He's had over 300 publications throughout his career, more than 20 patents, and as we've mentioned, this particular technology that's found in Nimni Cream is one of those specific patents called the Methods and Compositions for Delivering Essential Ingredients to Stimulate Collagen and Proteoglycan Synthesis in the Skin, which is a mouthful, but what it's really saying is that he, Dr. Nimni, as he was getting to the end of his career, was looking for how would I address the collagen issue when it comes to aging. And in particular, how can I formulate a product that can really stimulate the skin and help to stimulate collagen in a meaningful way. And he came up with this particular patent, and we are proud at Hydra Peptide to have exclusivity to this particular opportunity of bringing the Nimni patent to light through Nimni Cream. And so I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what ingredients are found in Nimni Cream. But before I do, I wanted to do a little bit of a Science 101, if you will, of really kind of talking through how collagen protein is made within the skin. And this is the same principle that's done with any kind of important proteins that we find in the skin, whether it's the different types of collagen, other important proteins like elastin, fibronectin, laminin. All of these products go through the same production process within the cells. When we look at the cells, there's 3 important components that make our cells function properly. Many of you have heard of these components, but I wanted to describe them very briefly in this slide. We have our genetic material, or our blueprint for life. We call that our DNA. Our DNA is like a blueprint, and it has the information that codes for all of the different things, the genes, if you will, that make us who we are. These genes are sequences or sections of the DNA that can be translated into proteins, and proteins are the actual workhorses of the cell. So when you actually look inside a cell, you'll see this DNA strand in the nucleus of a cell. And when we say a gene is turned on, what we mean is that that particular section of the DNA, that gene, is expressed. When a gene is expressed, it produces another molecule called mRNA. mRNA stands for messenger RNA. This message transcript is a messenger tool that's then sent outside of the nucleus to a protein complex called the ribosomes. Ribosomes are the proteins that actually make other proteins. And so what happens in this process is a ribosome will read the mRNA, and that code will actually tell it what type of protein to make. So we go from DNA to RNA to proteins. And proteins are the key fundamental component or molecule in the cells that do all of the different activities. So when we look at the production of something like collagen, and in the case of skincare, when we ask ourselves, how can we stimulate collagen in a meaningful way, we have to look not just at turning the gene on, but also how do we turn on the entire pathway so that we get meaningful production of the collagen protein. One of the things I loved about the Nimni technology and why we were so excited to bring it into HydroPeptide is that this particular formula addresses all of these points. It addresses how do we turn on the DNA, how do we turn on collagen, and also how do we maximize the production of the protein. And so now I want to go through some of the key ingredients involved in this pathway and how they help to deliver a more meaningful production to protein. So when we look at some of the key ingredients, I want to describe some of the key ingredients that were part of the patented complex, as well as some of the additional actives that we incorporated into Nimni Cream to really boost the collagen activity. So first, within this patent, we have what we call our Nimni Patented Support Complex. This is a key set of ingredients that help to optimize collagen production. In this particular case, one of the key differences to the Nimni technology in this particular patent to other products out on the market is that it addresses stimulating protein synthesis. It does so by a patented blend of amino acids and sulfur donors that augment or activate the production of the collagen protein itself. So as I mentioned, we have to turn the collagen gene on, but we also have to focus on protein production. I like to relate this as different gates that you have to open up in order to literally open the floodgates of protein production. One step is to turn the collagen gene on, and we'll talk in just a bit of some of the key actives that we use to turning the collagen gene on. But the other part that's often been missed in technologies and skincare formulations is what the Nimni patent complex is doing. It's also stimulating the ribosomes in the translation process of making the protein itself. And so this is a really key component in what makes Nimni Cream unique to any other products in the market is its ability to turn on collagen protein production. But in addition to this, it's important that we do stimulate the collagen gene in a meaningful way. And we do this through a couple of key ingredients. One of these key ingredients is one that's a very well-proven and well-established ingredient on the market today, and that's a retinol. We use a time-release retinol, the trade name ChemSpheres. It's 0.25% retinol, and what makes this particular retinol unique is it's a stable encapsulated form of retinol. We love this particular technology because it allows us to use retinol and have it not be as irritating to the skin and have a much more stable and fast delivery to the cells that will be stimulated by the vitamin A component of retinol. Retinol has been shown through many, many different studies, not just with HydroPeptide, but many brands use retinol because of its effectiveness in improving skin's fullness and elasticity, while also resurfacing skin for a more even tone and texture. We wanted to use retinol within Nimni Cream as an additional key active to stimulating the collagen gene. We feel that this will complement very nicely the Nimni patented support complex. And so by combining the two together, we anticipate an even greater result through the launch of Nimni Cream in these two key ingredients. But we didn't stop there. We also included some key actives that make HydroPeptide famous, which are some key peptides. We have a peptide complex called SinTC, which is a combination of 3 different peptides that have been shown to improve structural integrity, to fight against skin sagging and encouraging a firmer, plumper appearance. It does this by stimulating the collagen gene and other key proteins that are part of the extracellular matrix, or the outside structure that supports the skin. These particular peptides act as signaling peptides that can help turn on the collagen gene. So by using this particular function, we are able to stimulate collagen gene through both a time-release retinol and the combination of the SinTC peptides. These combinations really help to complement the Nimni patented support complex by turning on the gene or opening that gate, and also having the patented support complex of turning on protein production. And so we maximize the activity in both. In addition to these two core components, another very critical part of collagen production is the health of the fibroblast. And so in addition to these combinations, we also have some key ingredients that help to support fibroblast activity. In particular, we use an extract called Neodermyl, which is an energy complex made up of methyl glucoside 6-phosphate, or Mg6P, along with some key amino acids and copper that can help stimulate collagen synthesis. Elagi C is a bark extract from an African tree that has also been shown to stimulate collagen synthesis in fibroblasts. This combination really helps to stimulate fibroblast activity. One of the key problems when we age is not only collagen production by turning collagen gene on, but it's also the inactivity of our fibroblasts. As we age, our fibroblasts are less active, and the ability for them to produce collagen in a meaningful way has to happen by them being reactivated. And so these are two fundamental and core ingredients for the Nimni Cream that help to augment the activity of both old fibroblasts as well as young fibroblasts. And so by stimulating the fibroblasts, we also get more meaningful production of the collagen protein. Elagi C, along with these other ones, also help to activate collagen synthesis through stimulating the antioxidant activity. Elagi C is also a very key ingredient in helping to suppress the enzymes that break down collagen, through the enzymes that break down collagen because of inflammation. And so this is another key ingredient. And Elagi C is complemented by our antioxidant complex. We use a combination in Nimni Cream of vitamin C, tocopherol, and some other key antioxidants that are going to help stimulate and support healthy fibroblasts as well as healthy collagen. This combination of antioxidants are fundamental to the patent that Dr. Nimni developed, and they also help to formulate and stabilize the Nimni Cream complex. And so when we look at these combination of actives, we've looked at turning the gene on, helping to support protein synthesis, and then helping to activate the fibroblasts. And this combination is a synergistic formula that can potently stimulate collagen in a revolutionary way by turning that gene on, stimulating the actual production of the protein, and by providing the materials necessary to create collagen. When we look at kind of a diagram of this model, and this is again looking at that fibroblast, I want to point out that the Nimni Cream enhances the appearance of skin and stimulating collagen by using these three different mechanisms. First, it uses some key ingredients, antioxidants, Elagi C, and Neodermyl, to enhance the fibroblast activity. This helps to stimulate the fibroblasts so that they are actively producing the protein. We then use key ingredients such as time-release retinol and SinTC to signal the collagen and turning the gene on. This helps to stimulate the gene and activate the production of the mRNAs, or those messenger molecules, that then are sent to the ribosomes to produce the protein. Finally, the Nimni patented support complex maximizes collagen production by stimulating the protein translation pathway and also providing the raw materials that are essential to the production of a protein, namely the amino acids. This combination is a really powerful and unique formulation that we are really proud to launch as Nimni Cream. We anticipate that Nimni Cream is going to have some fantastic results for both you and your clients. Our preliminary studies here in the Hydra Peptide office have had many people coming to me saying that they love what Nimni Cream is doing to their skin. I do want to also emphasize, though, that we will have some clinical studies that will demonstrate and back up the Nimni Cream formulation that we've created. We have currently underway with Dr. Neal Kitchen, a dermatologist from New York City, a double-blind placebo-controlled study. Those results are going to be available in June, and we'll have a publication with that by the end of 2017. And of course, we'll have some hopefully very stunning before and after images that we can share with you after that study is completed. I do want to point out, though, that when Dr. Nimni was first preparing the patent, he did have some before and after group studies that he did with this research. You can see here from one of those particular studies that was done by Susan Downey, dermatologist from the University of Southern California, some dramatic results to this. I do want to point out, though, this is the original formulation of Nimni Cream. We actually have a updated formulation within Nimni Cream that shows some of the key additives like the time-release retinol, where we anticipate even more significant results. But this demonstrates some of the effectiveness of building healthy collagen underneath the skin. And the Nimni Cream as a topical formulation really can stimulate the activity that is necessary to help minimize fine lines and wrinkles and help to develop a more fullness to your skin. And so we're really excited about this particular launch. We do want to tell you a little bit about some of the details that you will need to be able to share with your clients about the significance of Nimni Cream and how it really will transform their skin. So when we talk about how to talk about Nimni Cream, we have 3 key points that we love to bring to a new client's attention. First, that Nimni Cream is a patented collagen support complex that significantly improves the appearance of skin's fullness and elasticity. As an exclusive patent that Hydra Peptide has brought on, we're particularly excited about the fact that this really is an exclusive cream that is novel to the market. We're really proud to launch this, and we anticipate some stunning results with your clients through this. I think it's fun to point out that the reason why we have named this particular formulation Nimni Cream is because it was developed by Hydra Peptide staff geneticist and Dr. Marcel Nimni, and he's the guy who wrote the book on collagen. He has some impressive years of experience of really studying this collagen protein, and I loved working with Dr. Nimni and picking his brains not only about the Nimni Cream formulation, but other future technologies that we hope to bring on board at Hydra Peptide. So we're really excited to have his years of experience that have gone into developing Nimni Cream, as well as some future R&D work as well with Hydra Peptide. The other point that we love to bring out is that this potent formula stimulates collagen in a revolutionary way by activating the collagen gene and providing the vital materials for collagen synthesis. So remember from the Science 101 here that you have to stimulate not just the gene, you have to also stimulate the protein production. And that's what makes collagen, or what makes the Nimni Cream, a unique collagen support complex. When we look at the directions for use, we like to point out that this is our first time that we use retinol, and so we recommend this as apply a small amount to clean face and neck at nighttime. We recommend that you carefully avoid the eyes and the corner of the eyes area, and that you begin use twice a week and then increase frequency as tolerated. As a caution, especially for those who are using retinol products for the first time, we recommend that you do not use retinol products if you are pregnant or nursing, taking prescription acne medication, or in conjunction with waxing, chemical peels, or resurfacing procedures, where your skin will be more susceptible to the resurfacing that retinol does. We always recommend, of course, to use a high broad-spectrum sunscreen when using any products, or all the time, but in particular when you're using a product that contains retinol, we recommend that sunscreen be used to help minimize any reaction to the sun and UV damage. We do know that there will be several questions that you will have from your clients, and so we want to address some of those as some frequently asked questions or common client questions that you can get answered here. The first one is, how does Nimni Cream fit into my HydroPeptide regimen? We are excited to say Nimni Cream does not need to replace any of your HydroPeptide products. It can fit nicely into your nightly regimen directly after applying your serum of choice and prior to applying your moisturizer. I personally use Power Serum followed by Nimni Cream, and then use typically Aqua Boost as my moisturizer at night. And I love that combination. But many of you will find a different combination that you prefer. Another common question that will be asked is, can I use Nimni Cream if I am already using a vitamin A product or a retinol cream? The answer to this is maybe. It will be dependent on the type of retinol you're using, the percentage of retinol already being used, and of course your skin's personal tolerance to retinol. If you have a prescription such as a retinoid or a Retin-A, we recommend consulting with your dermatologist first before using Nimni Cream. While Nimni Cream does have a small percentage of retinol, it's still important to condition your skin appropriately. And that's one of the main questions that we'll oftentimes be asked is, will I experience irritation from retinol? And again, this will depend. Many will not experience irritation, especially if their skin has already been conditioned in the past via other retinol-based products. On a personal note, I had never used a retinol cream before. And so when I started using Nimni Cream, I had to condition my skin a little bit to prevent any irritation. I now can use it daily. Every night I use Nimni Cream, and I feel like I've had some really good results on my skin. But I did have to build up to a nightly use. I couldn't use it every single night without having some sensitivity. And so now I'm okay, but there was a conditioning to my skin that was needed, and you'll find that many of your clients will also need to have that recommendation to begin conservatively as instructed and then increase to tolerance while avoiding the orbital area. The orbital area, of course, is where you are most sensitive because of the thinness of the skin at the eye area. And so that's why we recommend to avoid the orbital area. Another question that may be common is, why is Hydra Peptide choosing to use retinol now? I thought they were against retinol. Well, that's not true, but Nimni Cream does use low levels of time-release retinol to support the patented collagen boosting complex. Nimni Cream is not considered a retinol cream, rather it is a collagen boosting cream that includes retinol. Because of our no downtime approach, Hydra Peptide has omitted retinols in the past due to their potential to irritate skin. But with the right conditioning to the skin, Nimni Cream will still provide a no downtime approach and support skin cellular health while significantly improving skin's elasticity and firmness. We are really excited about launching Nimni Cream and also having our first product that does include retinol. But I do want to emphasize that Nimni Cream is much more than just a retinol product. Retinol is a key active that we feel will help to enhance and synergistically amplify the collagen response in the skin. But the particular patented complex that we've created here with this formulation is a very unique and novel technology that's going to stimulate collagen in a very meaningful way. We're excited to have a clinical study ongoing, and we'll be excited to share those results with you later this year. So as we look at the Nimni Cream products, they will be launching in 2 retail sizes. That's 0.5 ounce or 15 mils, and then a 1.7 ounce or 50 mil. The MSRP will be listed as $110 and $220 respectively. We'll also have a travel size version that will be found available for different promotional activities that has a $36 value. And these will be the 2 key sizes that you'll be able to provide within your front space that you'll be able to show off the Nimni Cream. It has a very beautiful box that it's placed in with a nice beautiful jar as well. And so we're really excited about launching this next month, and we wanted to get you involved in the pre-launch activities of learning more about Nimni Cream, and in particular understanding how you can start marketing this into your particular accounts and building up the hype.
All right, so thank you, Dr. Kitchen. Now I'd like to talk a little bit about the professional treatment focus. So we know it's really important to have a solid combination of both professional treatments and home care regimen. So while Nimni Cream isn't available in a professional size for professional treatment, we recommend the anti-wrinkle facial as the professional partner to Nimni Cream. This is Hydra Peptide's signature facial, and that's due to its focus on boosting collagen, helping to improve the appearance of lines and wrinkles, and giving a gentle resurfacing to prepare for a boost of hydration at the end of the treatment, as well as the addition of Nimni Cream into the home care regimen. So this is the perfect way to prep the skin in the treatment room to recommend Nimni Cream as part of their ongoing home care routine. We know that professional treatments are so important, and Hydra Peptide really supports the use of professional treatments not only because of the impact that they can have with the products we're using there, but also because we want clients to have ongoing communication with an esthetician so that they can track changes in their skin and make recommendations as their skin moves forward and makes progress. So we really believe in this combination of professional treatments with personally prescribed home care regimens, especially when that includes the Hydra Peptide Nimni Cream. And now I'd like to discuss some of the promotions that we have. So Nimni Cream will officially launch the week of April 17th. But we do have pre-sale available, so you can put in your orders right now and claim your Nimni Cream. And we have some exciting options for you to introduce Nimni Cream to your clients and to your staff as well. So this first one is one that I'm most excited about. Transform your team and your client's skin. So this is a fully packed incentive program already put together for you, so you don't have to do any of the legwork. You can just bring in the product, the incentive program, and the rewards for your team for recommending Nimni Cream, of course, to clients that it's appropriate for. So what's included in this? Well, you get a 30% discount off of your purchase of Nimni Cream when you buy 27 of the 0.5 ounce Nimni Cream and 18 of the 1.7 ounce Nimni Cream. So you have a nice mixture of the larger size and the smaller size. We know that the smaller size is often going to be good for someone who is just starting, which everyone will be at this point. But then later on we have the added value, that sort of volume value with the 1.7 ounce. And you can probably do the math there, but I'm going to point out that with the 1.7 ounce, you're getting more than 3 times the product for just twice the price. So it really is a great option for those who know that they're going to commit to and use Nimni Cream long term. Along with this incentive, you'll also receive the following for free. So you'll get a display unit merchandiser. This is a really great merchandiser because it fits both sizes of a cream. So no matter what your stock level is, you'll be able to customize. It's got different size holes for both sizes of the cream, so it's really useful in that way. You'll also receive a 1.7 ounce Nimni tester, 30 Nimni Cream gift with purchases. That's that $36 value, 1.7 ounce that Dr. Kitchen was talking about. You'll get an incentive contest scoreboard so you can track progress for selling Nimni Cream, and you'll receive the prizes for the incentive ahead of time. So 9 Amex gift cards at a value of $25 per card. So the idea here is that any employee can play, and anytime any employee sells 5 Nimni Cream, regardless of the size, they'll receive a $25 Amex card. So you get this full package all ahead of time, so you can just plug and play and jump into a really exciting incentive program. And who doesn't want to earn Amex cards? They're just as good as cash. So we're really excited to offer this to you at 30% off. The total value is $4,955, and the wholesale is $3,468. A great promotion. We do have some other ways to enter into Nimni with a little bit of a discount. Again, these are pre-order promotions. They're available March 15th through April 30th, and the ship date is the week of April 17th. So if you buy 6 of the 1.7 ounce, you can get 20% off that purchase. That comes with a tester and a counter card and one of those display units we talked about. 15% off if you buy 3 of the 0.5 and 3 of the 1.7, and 10% off if you buy 6 of the 0.5 of the Nimni Cream, and you still receive all of those extra value. So we have some exciting pre-sales. Get in touch with your account executive. I'm sure they'll be getting in touch with you as well. Let's get some Nimni Cream orders in, and we really encourage you to participate in the incentive program. If you can do that, it's fun for everyone, and it helps get enthusiasm up, and it helps your clients because we really want to recommend this revolutionary cream into their home care regimen. So that's the end of our presentation today. We'd like to open it up if there are any additional questions. We'll go ahead and answer those in live time, and then we'll finish up for the day. So any questions you have, you can go ahead and type in the chat box. All right, we'll give you just another second if there's anybody that's typing, but no questions so far. All right, it looks like we might have covered it. Of course, you can always ask us questions. Okay, we have one question.
So there's a question if someone has sulfur allergies. It depends on what type of sulfur allergy that would be. Most sulfur allergies are fairly unique, and so we'd have to look into what that actually means. This will, of course, have some sulfur donors in the formulation. As I did mention, those are a key part of activating the protein synthesis pathway. So we'd have to understand what that sulfur allergy actually is in order to address it, but that would be something to be mindful of.
And one thing I'd like to add to that, Michelle, you might already be aware of this, but I like to just clarify here. There is a difference between a sulfur allergy and a sulfa allergy. Sulfa is a prescription topical and not related to sulfur. So certainly if someone has a sulfur allergy, then we could have the conversation about whether it's appropriate. But if someone has a sulfa allergy, sometimes the client themselves is confused and doesn't understand the difference. So
yeah, that's a good point. And because sulfur and the SULF makes a lot of different words, we are, of course, sulfate-free in all of Hydra Peptide products, including Nimni Cream. And so there is a difference in how you address that. But sulfur is actually a very common raw ingredient that's made up in all of the activities within the body. So it's very unlikely someone actually has a sulfur allergy.
And they can exist, but a sulfa allergy is more common.
Yeah.
Okay, one other question.
So the other question is, were there any other clinical studies already done, or is it only the one that you are waiting results of this June? So Dr. Nimni had done some preliminary studies when he filed the patent, and I did show some of the before and afters in the image that I showed. But because the original patent formulation is different than our final formulation that we developed with Nimni Cream, we are doing a clinical study specifically on the formulation that we're launching, and that's the one that is currently underway with Dr. Neal Kitchen in New York City. So that will be, of course, the first clinical study on the final formulation, whereas there were some preliminary studies that were done by Dr. Nimni with his patented technology. So another question on can we briefly elaborate on what a sulfur donor is? So when we look at sulfur compounds, they are a very fundamental part of chemical pathways or enzymatic pathways within the cell. Proteins are stimulated through a number of combinations, but the sulfur compounds and sulfur donors are part of that protein synthesis pathway. So when you look at sulfur as a donor, sulfur is a common part of triggering enzymatic activity to occur. And so when we're looking at protein synthesis in particular, these sulfur donors help aid the activation of protein synthesis.
So I can answer this next one. We have some questions about why the before and afters in the presentation were of the eye area when we recommend being careful around the eye area or not using Nimni Cream in that area. And the answer is that those before and afters were preliminary. They were using the original Nimni amino acid complex, not our HydroPeptide Nimni Cream. So those are going to be slightly different in that the Nimni amino acid complex is essentially just the complex. But the HydroPeptide Nimni Cream incorporates other beneficial ingredients as well, including a time-release retinol. So that's part of why we're doing the clinical study with Dr. Sadek, is so that we'll have before and afters using our exact formulation, and that's the formula that shouldn't be used around the eye area. So you're right that it's interesting that you can't use it around the eye area, but those before and afters are just to show the power of the Nimni complex. And we'll have before and afters of the facial area as soon as the clinical study is finished.
And just to be clear, time-release retinol is less irritating than other types of retinoids. You will find that many patients can actually use it around the orbital area, but this is going to be very client-specific. So as a broad stroke instructions, we recommend it to be avoided around the eye area because that's where the skin is most likely to have irritation from a retinol-based product. And so in that regards, that's why we recommend to avoid the eye area. But to the point that Aaron was making, the Nimni Cream patented formula did not include retinol, and so it could be used around the eyes. And just as anticipation, we, of course, are developing more products that will have, carry the Nimni technology, including an eye cream area where it would not have retinol but would still use the same technology. So that's something you can look forward to as well. But just to be clear, you'll have some patients that can use it in their eye area without irritation, but we want to be very mindful that the majority are susceptible to irritation because of retinol.
Okay, great question. So when will attendees receive the trial size to try? So I will walk you through that whole process. So tomorrow you'll receive a follow-up email. If you have any problems, well, first of all, check your junk filter if you don't receive it, but you can always email education@hydropeptide.com if you don't receive it. There'll be a link in that email that you'll fill out, and that will be what signs you up to receive your travel size. And then once the product is available, around the week of April 17th. As soon as product is here, we will ship it out to you. And be sure if, and it says this in the email, but if you signed up your location under one name, feel free to pass that link on to anyone else who was present and watched it, and they can also receive a travel size. And so you'll receive it that week in April when we get product in stock. All right, any other questions? Okay, if any other questions come up, feel free to direct those to your account executives, or you can always email education@hydropeptide.com. Thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate your investment in HydroPeptide and your interest in Nimni Cream, and we look forward to seeing you on the next presentation. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.